And one of the things lately that I've noticed is one of the things that they advertise is they talk about this filter monitor being able to measure when the filter needs to be changed. And
Mhm.
when I asked them about it, it was, oh, well, it's measuring the pressure drop. When the system shuts off, it kind of takes like a baseline, like here's what our zero is, and then it will, when you change the filter to new, and if it knows that it's new, it'll see when the unit kicks on, what's that pressure difference there to see the pressure drop, and then as that pressure drop increases, it will, that's what it'll use to determine when to change. Um, from my testing and then going back and forth with them, come to find out that's not entirely the case. It seems like it's actually more they're just going, oh, we're looking at runtime hours and cycles. And they said we do look at the pressure, but I highly doubt that because
Right.
and as an example for mine, I have the April Air, the 516, the large 28 by 32 MERV 16 filter,
Yep. Nice, nice.
and uh, it's been I don't know 6 months since I changed my filter, and it told me like 3 months ago that I needed to change my filter, and I was like, I don't know about that. So I got my DG8, and I ordered a new filter, or I had one on my shelf. Went and grabbed a new filter, and I went and measured the filter drop or pressure drop across the filter, put in the new one, and measured the pressure drop again. And I know the rule of thumb from I can't remember where it was that I read it, but it was who was it? I can't remember. Anyways, the rule of thumb pressure drop has been that once it doubles what the pressure drop current is as a new filter, that's when it's time to
Uh-huh.
change it. I've always
Okay.
just kind of went by that. So I was wanting to see, okay, what are we measuring? Uh, the old filter was a 0.117. The new filter was a 0.103.
Okay.
And I was measuring that with a DG8. And so I was like, something tells me that this hardware of, for $10 a month is not going to be picking up the same resolution and accuracy as this DG8. I just
Right.
don't see it. And two, if it was actually measuring that and it was determining the filter life based on pressure, that's nowhere near. Like we're talking 0.014, you know,
Yeah.
additional pressure drop. Like we should be able to go, I mean, a minimum another 6 months at least. And so I reached out to them and was like, hey, tell me exactly how y'all are coming to this. And they're like, because they first give you this like beat around
Dog
the
and pony
bush
show.
answer. Yeah. And I'm like, no, 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 no. We're not doing like, I'm measuring. Here's what I measured. Here's what I found. Why is this sensor telling me different? And so I still wasn't happy with the answer. Then they told me, oh, well, we're looking at run hour times, which to me, I'm like my system's a green speed. So, and I have the fan to go to stay on low all the time.
Yep. Yep.
If anything, it'll bump up to medium during the day and it runs continuously. So it's like,
Yep.
if that's the case, like that's going to make the filter life drop dramatically if you're just going off of run hours.